Hello, welcome to Language Clinic. Today we are going to talk on Kashmir. A grave issue has been in Kashmir. The heaven on earth is called Kashmir, but this heaven of the earth called Kashmir has been devastated. The peace of the people has been demolished. The security has been shattered. The normal life of the people have been destroyed. So, Prime Minister Modi of India said, India will pursue Kashmir attackers to the ends of the earth. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said India will punish every terrorist and their backers following an attack that killed 26 people in Indian administered Kashmir. The country has closed its main border crossing with Pakistan, expelled its military diplomats, and suspended a landmark water sharing treaty. Pakistan has denied involvement in the attack. Police have named three of the four militants they suspect carried out the attack on visitors near the picturesque tourist town of Pahalgam on Tuesday. More funerals are being held today for those who were killed. The victims include a honeymooning groom and a businessman on holiday. There's been no official confirmation yet on who carried out the atrocity, but some media reports say an offshoot of Pakistan based militant group Lashkar-e-Taiba may have claimed responsibility. Kashmir, which is claimed by both India and Pakistan in its entirety, has been a flashpoint for decades. Indian administered Kashmir has seen a decades long insurgency which has claimed thousands of lives, but attacks on tourists have been rare. So that's all has been written on the website of BBC. And now let's dive into the news. Tensions escalate as India Pakistan announce tit for tat measures. As we wrap up our live coverage, here's a quick look at the measure India announced against Pakistan following the deadly attack in Pahalgam that killed 26 people. Suspension of the landmark Indus Waters Treaty, which allowed for the sharing of river waters between the neighbors. Shutting of a key border crossing with Pakistan that allowed for the movement of the people and goods. Suspension of all visa services for Pakistani nationals. Declaring military advisors in the Pakistani High Commission in Delhi as persona non grata, that means unwanted, ordering them to leave within a week, reducing the number of Pakistani diplomats in India to 30 to 55 from 1 May. In responses, Pakistan has hit back with an almost identical set of reciprocal measures against Delhi. Rejection of India's suspension of the water treaty, saying any attempt to stop or divert the water will be considered as an act of war. Suspension of all visas issued to Indian nationals under an exemption scheme with immediate effect. Suspension of all bilateral agreements with India. Reduction in the number of diplomats in the Indian High Commission in Islamabad to 30. Closure of Wagah border with immediate effect. Closure of Pakistani airspace to all India-owned or Indian-operated airlines. Suspension of all trade with India. So this is the top news on Kashmir attack, and the Al Jazeera has also reported a lot of things. Kashmir attack live. Pakistan claims Pahalgam attack false flag operation. Pakistan's defense government suspects very strongly that it was a false flag operation. Pakistan has issued retaliatory diplomatic measures against India, including the closing of airspace and land border, and says any attempt to divert the waters of the Indus River will be an act of war. Pakistan's foreign secretary rejects Indian misinformation campaign. Pakistani foreign secretary Amna Balus had held a briefing for diplomats in Islamabad on rising tensions with India following the Kashmir attack. In a statement, the foreign minister said Baluch rejected Indian misinformation campaign against Pakistan and said that such tactics would obstruct the path to peace and stability in the region. She also cautioned against Indian attempts to escalate tensions and reaffirmed Pakistan's readiness to counter any misadventure, the ministry said. I want justice. Wife who lost husband condemns lack of security in Kashmir. A woman whose husband was killed in the Pahalgam attack has confronted a government minister over security arrangements in India administered Kashmir. The Indian Express newspaper reported that Shitol Kalathia, wife of slain bank manager Shailesh Kalathia, questioned Jal Shakti minister C.R. Patil as he attended her husband's funeral. What kind of a government do you have? You are defaming Kashmir, but there is no problem with Kashmir. The problem is with the government security arrangements, Shitol Kalathia told the minister. There was not a single military man present at the tourist spot at Pahalgam, which had a large number of tourists, and there were no medical facilities either. Even after paying taxes, when my husband was in urgent need of medical treatment, there were no facilities. I want justice. I just need an answer from the government about what they will do now. In this case, on the deadly attack, on the cowardly attack on Kashmir, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu offers condolence in call with Prime Minister Modi of India. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has spoken with his Indian counterpart to offer condolences for the Kashmir attack. Prime Minister Modi thanked him for sharing in India's mourning and emphasized that the two countries stand shoulder to shoulder in the global campaign against murderous terrorism. Netanyahu's office said in a statement, relations between India and Israel have deepened under Netanyahu and Modi, with the two countries enjoying a range of economic and security ties. Last year, weapons had been transported from India to Israel during the country's war on Gaza. Now the question is, how vital is tourism to Kashmir? Tourism is an important component of the local economy, contributing nearly 7% of its GDP. A rush of visitors to Kashmir also serves the political messaging of Modi's BJP that it has succeeded in bringing peace and calm to the region. TRF, or the Resistance Front, has claimed responsibility for the deadly attack on Kashmir's Pahalgam village. What is the Resistance Front? The group that claimed deadly Pahalgam attack. The Resistance Front, or TRF, a little-known armed group that emerged in Indian-administered Kashmir in 2000, way back in 2019, has claimed responsibility for the attack that killed 26 people. What exactly is TRF and what influence does it wield in Kashmir? International airfares in India could rise up to 12% due to airspace closure, and the Hindu also has made a lot of news on the India's Kashmir problem. The Hindu has said, Pahalgam terror attack live updates, government to hold all party meeting on April 24. India suspends 1960 Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan, closes Atari checkpost, and Pakistan nationals told to return by May 1. PDB chief Mehbooba urges Amit Shah to ensure safety of Kashmiris. Shutdown against terror attack in Kashmir Valley, first time in 35 years. Pahalgam terror attack, phony ride operator sacrificed life to save tourist. CM Omar Abdullah attends his funeral. Pahalgam terror attack, militaries of India, Pakistan on high alert. During centering on the deadly attack on the Kashmiri visitors, shutdowns, street protests in Kashmir over Pahalgam killings, the Jammu and Kashmir government announced a provision of 10 lakh rupee each to the families of those who lost their lives in the attacks. Kashmir Valley observed a complete shutdown on Wednesday, April 23, 2025, as locals and politicians marched the streets in protest of the killings of 26 civilians in the Pahalgam attack a day ago. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha also chaired a security review meeting. Officials said the Lieutenant General Administration remains fully committed to avenging the killing of the innocent citizens and ensuring that such dastardly acts of terrorism do not recur in the future. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, who chaired a cabinet meeting at his residence, has called for an all-party meeting on Thursday to discuss the current security situation. The Jammu and Kashmir cabinet advised the Lieutenant Governor to summon a special session of Legislative Assembly on April 28, apparently in the wake of the Pahalgam attack. The Abdullah government also directed all the employees to observe 2 minutes silence as a mark of respect to those killed in Pahalgam on Wednesday. All markets, educational institutes, and offices remained shut in Kashmir. Street protests were also held in Jammu region. Candlelight masses were also held in parts of Kashmir Valley, where protesters sought action against the attackers. Students and staff of Kashmir University also registered their protest against the act. So, this deadly act, this cowardly act, this dastardly terrorist attack, the person who perpetrated the crime, who committed the crime, must be brought to book. They must be brought under justice. They must be tried. Otherwise, it is not wise for the Kashmiris to stay at home. All the Kashmiris, I hope, I do think, as a teacher, all the Kashmiris, all the people of Kashmir Valley, all the people should come forward out of the house to hold a rally, to hold a protest against the criminals, against the terrorists, because terrorist is terrorist. Terrorist doesn't belong to any religion. Terrorist doesn't belong to any political party. Terrorist is a terrorist. It's the duty, it's the job of the terrorist to terrorize a whole area, a particular area, to make the people afraid of their presence. If the people got afraid of the presence, they would dominate the whole area. This is the target of the terrorists. So the terrorist must be brought under justice. I hope Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, and Jammu Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah will take very stern steps, take drastic measures to curb the violence, to curb the deadly attack, to control the dastardly terrorist activism that happened in Kashmir, Pahalgam village. So still we wish Kashmir a very nicely environment, very heavenly environment, because Kashmir is the heaven on our earth. We should not, it is nobody's duty to destroy the peace of the Kashmiri people. It is nobody's duty to uproot the natural beauty of Kashmir, because Kashmir is naturally made, Kashmir is naturally cultivated, Kashmir is naturally well furnished. So if anybody tries to do harm to any part of Kashmir, it's the duty of the government to bring those criminals under justice, to bring those criminals to book. They must be punished red handedly. Otherwise, the peace of this region, the peace of the people living in Kashmir, the social security will be shattered, the mental peace will be removed, social anxiety will grow up. If the people of Kashmir want to live in peace, live in solidarity, live in a community with peace and prosperity, they must raise their voice against those cowardly, dastardly attackers, dastardly terrorists, those brutal killers, those brutal terrorists, those atrocious terrorists must be tried and executed, because it is not their duty to it is not their duty to destroy the peace of mind of the peace loving people of Kashmir. So, hoping that the government of India will take action against those criminals involved in this heinous act of terrorism and the heinous act of the hated act of killing 26 visitors in Kashmir. So this is our hope. Kashmir will be a natural place as before. Kashmir will remain to be a beautiful place like before. Kashmiri people will live in harmony together. Both Hindus, both Muslims, both Christians, in living in Kashmir will live together as they had been living together since the time immemorial. But it is due to some criminals, due to some psychotic persons, due to some persons having personality disorder, it is due to some people having psychiatric problem, sometimes are trying to create chaos and anarchy in the peaceful region. So it's the duty of the government to bring those criminals and try them, hang them, or execute them according to the law of the state. So thank you. Bye bye. Watching this video and for your likes and comment. Thank you.